So I know you guys can relate to this, where when someone asks you a question, like they ask you a question and they ask it in a way where they're like, you can tell that they're accusing you of something, or they're accusing you of doing something wrong. And then you within yourself, like, instantaneously go into like extreme anger and defensiveness within yourself, where you have to know, where you feel like you now have to defend your position, right? Like defend your side of things. I had a situation recently where there was someone asking me a question, and this is what I felt coming up. And I realized, and that's the normal pattern when someone poses a question in a way where they're trying to, like, it seems like they're trying to accuse you of something, and you instantly go into this anger or need to defend yourself. But it comes out in a way that is kind of spiteful, because you don't really give all the context. You're kind of more, your expression becomes a little bit more compressed because you have that emotion behind it. So you don't give all the context. But within that, I realized that there's an inequality. There's an inequality within it that you put yourself into, which is, you've actually have given this person, and you feeling a need to defend yourself and go into this sort of angry defensive expression, where you kind of, the way you express your response is kind of angry and spiteful and all this stuff. It's not really giving the details. You kind of hold back the details because somewhere inside of you, you're thinking, feeling, and you're believing that, well, this person should fucking know what I was going through or what I was doing, right? Right? And so, because you believe within that expression and your response, you believe that they should know better. They should know and understand what was going on with you. They should know and understand all the context. Because you believe that, you don't give all the context. You don't express all the context, and you don't share the context because you're believing that this person should already know. They should already know. But within you doing that, you end up not having this effective communication with the other person, because but the fact that you think that, it's actually coming from a negative place of inequality to this person, where you think, oh, with an anger, oh, this person should know better. But within that, there's also another side of it where you have given this person automatically the benefit of the doubt of knowing. You assume that they should know, therefore you have made them pretty much superior to you in a way. Well, they should know better. Yeah, know better than you to explain it to them, right? And I had to realize this, and it was a slap in the face, because I noticed that this is a pattern that comes up within me. And realizing that you give people, in a lot of respects, and a lot of times that this happens with most people, you have given people the benefit of the doubt of superior, and it's actually a point of where you made them superior. And thinking they should fucking know, when I'm learning most of the time, based on the way people communicate with you, based on the way they ask questions, especially if it's, kind of accusatory or whatever, or lack thereof. Even it doesn't even have to be in the context of a confrontation or argument, but it can just be in general. When you're having a conversation where people respond to you, you realize that a lot of people don't have the context that you're assuming that they do. Usually they don't, and you hold it back instead of making this person aware, giving this person the opportunity to make them more aware, without the anger, without the spite, and without the belief that they should know better. It's like you miss out on this opportunity with this other person to help them understand your point of view, where you're coming from a little better, by providing that context, not assuming that they know better. And within that, because you open up your expression and share this context, that now, and you be even more articulate, this person now has a greater understanding of the total situation, and now they can understand you more, and then in turn, communication between the two of you, as a byproduct, has become more effective. And isn't it nice when there's a good understanding between two people, right? Something to think about. And the crazy part too is, like, I know that I have this point. I know this point within myself is such a heavy point for me, and how it shows up in, like, all different types of relationships in my life and communication in my life with other people. And I was like, okay, it's cool to be able to be aware of what's happening, so I can start working on it to change it, so that I can become a more effective communicator. Better communication to access alternate trajectories of how two people can relate to each other, interact with each other. That's what's up.